this participation. Okay, so without any delay, let's begin. So go to scroll down, Leo. Yeah, scroll down. We will come to the topic at the very end. First, I'll start directly from the paragraph. So scroll down a bit, Leo. Yeah, scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, not the topic. I directly want to go to the editorial. Scroll down. Scroll down, Leo. Yeah, okay. Now from here we'll begin our editorial. Okay, so we'll come to the topic later on to understand better. Okay, why the topic was suitable for this. Okay, if we directly go to the topic, it already concludes that what is the discussion is about. So instead of that, I have decided that we will first read the article and then try to see whether this topic assigned to the article is proper or not. Okay, and so let's begin directly. Uh, the article starts by one of the clear. First of all, is my voice clear to all of you? Please do confirm me that.
Yes.
Anyone? Yeah. Okay. So if you guys face any network issue or if you lose my voice, do let me know. Okay. Anyone can volunteer and let me know. So I'm reading through the article now. One of the clear success of Indian democracy has been the regular conduct of elections and the relative high participation of electors in voting process compared to other countries. So now this the it is very easy to interpret what could it mean. So India, okay, India. We all know that India is the largest democracy in the world. Okay, but why is it the largest one? Anyone? Um,
Because it is not very its constitution is not very
the screen is not visible. Hello, Leo. Hello. Is this okay? Let me.
some network issue.
Let me talk to them. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll continue explaining. Okay. So that will give you a bit of background. Okay. So India is the largest democracy in the world. We often say this. The reasons are Roma. You were explaining me the reasons why India is the largest democracy.
Because its constitution is not very rigid, not very flexible also. Amendments can be made in the constitution, like, but not all the time. Like we have the preamble of our constitution, like it says all what we are the people, like what we expect from the constitution, what it gives to us. So
Uh,
it's all.
okay. Thanks for that information. But you have related democracy with constitution. I can give you examples of many countries which have constitution. Constitution just means set of rules and laws. So there are many countries which have laws and they are not. They are communist country. China is the best example for this. They are communist setup and they also have constitution for them. And but they are not democracy. So democracy does not relate to constitution. Anyone else? Rohit, what do you think? Why India is the largest democracy?
Because we elect our representatives, like we choose our representatives in,
Yeah,
like, democracy is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people, no? So
very
this
good.
you are.
Very good.
It's because it has India has the largest population. That's why it is the largest
Perfect.
democracy.
Perfect. That's the answer, Arastu. Yeah, that exactly is the reason. Okay, so yeah, India is the largest democracy. Sorry, India has the largest number of population, which means large number of peoples, of course. And we have the world's second largest population, and China being the first. But China is not a democratic; it's a communist country. So China is already out of the list. We being the second largest population and being the democratic one makes us the largest democracy. Again, in terms of people, okay, and democracy is a government by the people for the people, right? And we have the largest number of people, so which means as per the definition, fundamental definition of democracy, we are the largest democracy. Okay. Okay. uh, area wise it can vary. Like there are countries which are larger in area, they have a democratic establishment. US could be one of them. So area wise US could be the larger democracy than us. But in terms of numbers of people, and even the democracy definition itself states that it is the government for people, we are the largest democracy. Okay, uh, let's move on. Okay, let me read up once again. So in once clear, okay, just let me read one more time. One of the clear success of Indian democracy has been the regular conduct of elections and the relative high participation of electors in voting process compared to other countries. So of course now, just to give you a brief idea that like India is not just a democracy. There are democracies which are still struggling. Russia is one example of such a democracy. It is a so-called democracy, but it is struggling. You can see the President Putin, alters the rules and maintains himself in power by extending the tenure of the presidency. Okay, like in India, our prime minister is elected only for 5 years, and then he will have to contest the election again. Uh, and there is a limit, perhaps. In United States, I believe you cannot be president for perhaps more than 2 terms or 3 terms. I'm not sure about the number, but every democracy has some limitations on rulers, so that people do not uh, get fed up of a. It doesn't become dictatorial or tyrant type. Okay, okay. Moving on anyway. So let me just give you a brief idea. See, US has a population of 311 million. Europe collectively, again, Europe here I'm talking in terms of continent, collectively has 446.8 millions of population. Australia, again, a continent, and it has a population of 27 million people. Collectively, they all adds up to 785 millions of people. However, India has 1.3 billions of people. So we are more than, for management, okay, for this management of elections, we are more than three continents together. Okay, so our election and one authority, only one authority is assigned to take care of this large arrangement, okay, of contesting or conducting elections in India, and this body is Election Commission of India. And you can just imagine the burden that they have to go through, or the task that they perform. One body, body, independent body, Election Commission of India, is, again, in terms of numbers, in terms of number of people contesting, or you can just draw an analogy means a similar example. It is conducting a election for about three continents, which is United States, Europe, and Australia, again in terms of number of people. So imagine the task or workload that they have to go through. How do they accomplish this? Let's read this. Okay, beside the fact the process is relatively simple with the use of electronic voting machine, higher voter turnouts has been possible due to registration drives by the Election Commission of India. Periodically, the ECI does face the issue of cleaning up of electoral rolls due to increase in migrant population in urban sprawl, democratic changes due to the entry of more eligible voters, besides death of older people. Now, notice that what is the difficulty that Election Commission have to go through. Uh, we are rapidly developing as a nation, okay, and we are becoming, new industries are being set up day by day. Now you can observe that people from Bihar do migrate to Gujarat, and the reason is Gujarat have more industries, and industries offers you jobs. So for job opportunity, now population is migrating. Now when you migrate to a different place and decides to shelter there, and stay there after, uh, let's say that you are there for quite some time. Now you, like Election Commission have to take all these into account into their records. So the migrant population, moreover the students, those who are not eligible, okay, first of all, like there is an age to vote, uh, and now under the age, when you are not as old to vote, in that case, that is a number. Okay, now as soon as you become eligible for voting as per the age criteria, then Election Commission will have to enroll you into the voter list. This is another task. And the third one is about deaths of people. Like if someone dies, so their name should be removed from the voter list, because of course a dead person cannot vote. And this is again, we these may look only three possibilities, and this may not seem to you as something tremendous, but just imagine and apply it to 1.3 billions of people. Okay, so deaths, number of deaths are too much. I mean, like it's a very intimidating figure. Okay, the number of you know the number of students who become eligible for vote as per age, that is also each year they have to take that into account. Again, the number goes high, uh, and same is case for migration. So this is a very hectic task. How did they achieve this? By periodically so cleaning up, which means whenever the election are about to happen, they make a list, and with some arrangement they make a record, and this is called voter list in India. And you guys all would be much aware, would already be much aware of this, what is a voter list and how people are enrolled into this. So they are somehow managing it. Okay, now scroll down. Hello, scroll down the screen, please. Yeah, okay. By repeated cycles of elections have allowed for a high cohesion in this process, with voters allowed to register based on proofs of their age, current place of residence. With the increase in school educated population and most Indian citizens living in house whose addresses are to be mentioned in several identity documents, registering to vote is a relatively easy process. Now, see, this is not if, since now people are more aware and educated, so when we go to uh, like for students, okay, let's take example of students. Okay, now when they are studying, as soon as they pass the 10th exam, we have their record, we can know their age from their 10th mark sheet. So, and we can easily, like they just have to show one document whether they are eligible to vote or not, and that is their 10th mark sheet. Based on this mark sheet, we can know whether this person by age is eligible or not to vote. So this can be managed. The next one is about residents. Like, okay, what about the people who are not pursuing education, and now for them it is a case of residence. So when you are not studying in India and you are just another citizen, so you need to show that you are a resident of this place. Okay, you have been living there and your ancestors have lived there, so you can show the documents of your property, a domicile certificate. Okay, and other things. So this can be managed. So that's how it is very easy to verify it. Okay, the verification is easy. The problem is with number. The people are huge in number, so you don't have to verify it for one person. You have to verify it for 1.3 billions of persons. So that is what makes the most challenging. Otherwise it's an easy process. Okay, moving on, let's move to next paragraph. Scroll down. Let me first see. Uh, Scroll down, please. Yeah. This begs the question as to why election authorities are coercing citizens to mandatorily link registration in voter rolls with their Aadhaar number. As recent reports have indicated, in December 2021, Lok Sabha passed the election laws amendment bill seeking to link the voter identity card with Aadhaar number in order to avoid errors such as voter duplication on electoral rolls. Now, this article is saying that recently, now, first of all, the article start by saying that this brings us to a question. Okay. Uh, Now, what is the question? Now, as per a report, okay, as per a recent report, and it is not mentioned about the source of this report. in this article. Only there is a recent report. Okay, that election authorities are coercing citizens to coercing means to force. So now they are forcing citizens to mandatorily, which means it is a compulsion now. So compulsorily link your voter ID card with Aadhaar card. Okay, and this is great. Now that's why this article is about all this. That what is this compulsion of linking? Okay, is it? I mean, if it is going to bring some good changes, if it is going to ease or facilitate, it is going to ease in the uh, ease in the facilitation of election process, then it's fine. Okay, if it is for a good use, but if it is going to bring more trouble, then we should not adopt this. So how would we know whether it is going to be good for us or not? Of course, by raising question and looking for answers. So we'll look for answer in this as we proceed through. Okay. uh, so now the reason the government or the authorities, I mean, as per the report, not the government, not the authority, as per the reports, the only one reason is there, that duplication of voters. Okay, it is a problem that election commission have to deal with, like duplication of voters. And of course, when you have such large numbers of people, there is always a possibility of mistakes. Okay, and sometimes there is a duplication of voters. So one person, like two people of same, okay, let's say that the person is dead already and still somehow his name is enlisted. So due to some like this duplication, again, I'm not very much aware about what kind of duplication, how it occurs, uh, but okay, this is a problem. Now it will get, they hope that after linking with Aadhaar number, they will get it will get they will get rid of this duplication problem. Okay, in this election process. Okay, let's scroll through. Yeah, okay. But the government and later election commission authorities have insisted that this process would be voluntary. Okay, now see, previously, as per the report, it was mandatory, we have seen. Now it is saying, now read closely. I want all of you to read it closely. But the government and later ECI authorities, first the government, next after that, Election Commission of India, the authorities of Election Commission of India, uh, have insisted, of course we all know what insist means, that this process would be voluntary, which means now previously it was mandatory for everyone to link your Aadhaar number with voter ID card. Now it's up to you. Voluntarily means it should be your choice. So if you voluntarily do something, that means it's up to your will, whether you do it or you don't. Okay, so voluntarily means now it's up to your choice. So previously it was coming as a compulsion to us. Now they have clarified that no, we will not make it compulsory. Okay, so now let's read further. The Aadhaar number is not a proof of citizenship and is meant to be issued to resident, while only adult citizens who are residents in India are eligible to vote. Now, see here, there are some details involved into this line. I'll pay attention to. I'll try to get your attention to these details. So, Aadhaar number is a proof of your residence in India. It is not the proof of your citizenship in India. Okay, if you have a passport, Indian passport, then you are an Indian citizen. If you are listed in the voter ID card, a voter list, then you are a citizen. So that can be used to show or use as a certificate to show your citizenship of India, that you are an Indian national. However, Aadhaar number is just a document which shows that you are a resident of India. That means you are residing here. Okay, there is no like uh, you know. Uh, it's not like if you have a Aadhaar card, that doesn't show that you are an Indian citizen in India. Okay, it is just an card. Like if you are staying in India, so you can be traced, like whenever where you have gone, like wherever, like if you made any transaction in India. Let's say you are a foreign citizen and maybe you are from Nepal, staying in India for long. And now since you are working here, you might be working here now. You have bank account, of course. Since you are working here, you will have some bank accounts here, and then you need Aadhaar card because you need to link it with them. So in this case, you see, however you are not from India, still you can have a Aadhaar card. Again, I'm not very certain about the details. You guys can verify it on your own. That's what I would recommend. But again, citizenship is a different thing, okay? And uh, the certificate for your citizenship, like the concrete certificate, is domicile certificate. Okay, so if you have a domicile certificate which states that you are an Indian resident, Indian citizen, then of course nobody can challenge it. That's a legal document of your citizenship in India. Okay, so let's read further. But the government and issue. Okay, so scroll down. So this is an icon. Okay, this guys, we have also included few. Uh, we have also included few pictures, okay, a few diagrams for your better understanding. So, and we have uploaded this document in group as well, so you guys can for your easier understanding, you guys can go through these diagrams as well. Okay, so there this diagram is showing that linking between Aadhaar and voter ID cards. Clearly you can see that there is an icon of link from Aadhaar to voter ID card. Okay, let's move further. Okay, by the way, now what are the problems? Like what why should we avoid linking Aadhaar card? I mean what I mean there's no need even to raise any question. Like what if we link Aadhaar card with voter ID card, will it lead to some problems or not? Well, if it is not going to lead to any problems or troubles, then there's no, I mean we can of course link it. But what can happen if we do link? Can this lead us to into some trouble? Let's read through the article and find out. Okay. The Internet Freedom Foundation has cited data to show that self-reported errors in Aadhaar database are higher than those in electoral database. Now the first problem, so of course it will lead to some problems, and the first problem is that in Aadhaar database, so people who have registered for Aadhaar and those who have an Aadhaar card, their database is also with our government. Okay, they have a database. Okay, whoever are issued, like whoever citizen in India are issued with Aadhaar card, their database is with the government. Now this database contains many errors. In some cases their date of birth is incorrect. In some other cases their pictures are, the name is some spelling, their name contains some spelling mistakes. Okay, so there are many errors in Aadhaar database as compared to electoral database. Of course, again I'm reiterating this, that when you deal with such large number of population, one that is about 1.3 billion, and just to make you give you another analogous example, it is collective population of three continents together, which is Australia, America, and also Europe. So these three continents together, collectively the population of these three continents together is still less than that what we have here in India, and managing so many peoples of course would be very challenging. Okay, and mistakes are bound to happen. Okay, so even the electoral database have some errors, but these are less in number. And since vote is a very like it can decide the government who are going to rule for us, it is a very vital thing. Okay, you cannot just ignore these mistakes. So which one is more preferable? Should we rely on the Aadhaar card database and allow people to vote on the basis of Aadhaar information on Aadhaar card, or should we go for voter ID card? Since we already are aware that the database of Aadhaar card have more mistakes, it is not advisable uh, to go with that mistaken or erroneous database. We should rather go for more accurate data, right? Accurate database.
Still,
So which one is?
which regarding the topic.
It is not a
Okay.
topic. We are discussing editorial session, and just follow my words. Listen to this, and you'll get to know a lot. Okay. Yeah. So this is the first problem that I have just give you a picture of. Okay. Now let's read further. There is also evidence that Aadhaar linkage with voter ID card. Hold. Uh, Come back, please. Yeah. Now, okay. Is this just a speculation? Have you even tried this experiment? Like, okay, let's just imagine a situation. Let's link Aadhaar card with voter ID card and see what happens. will it really lead to some difficulties? Okay, this experiment, not experiment, I am using a wrong term, but this is done. For our understanding, we will use the term experiment. So this experiment was done in the state of Andhra Pradesh, okay, and it again led to a lot of difficulties for the election commission. And what are those difficulties? Let's find out. There is also evidence that Aadhaar linkage with voter ID cards, as in assembly election in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh recently, for example, led to arbitrary deletion. Okay, again, what were the difficulties? Arbitrary deletion of eligible voters on a large scale. Now, eligible voters, which means voters which are eligible for voting, those who can vote, okay, those who fulfill every criteria for vote, they are Indian citizens and they are eligible as per the age as well to vote. They are 18 plus. So they are 18 plus, so they can vote. They are Indian citizens, so they can definitely vote. Fulfilling these two criteria, so they should be allowed to vote. But since they had linked Aadhaar card with voter ID card in the assembly election of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, there were some errors. Okay, so the maybe there is a name difference. Okay, so maybe your name you write. Mm, mm, okay, let me take example. Okay, so maybe if you write your name as Shani as Shani, but in your Aadhaar card, since you know that there was another guy operator who was typing, and you just had to tell your name, and he was preparing your filling your Aadhaar enrollment file. Okay, document. Okay, so you just told your name Shani to the operator, and he typed SANI instead of SHANI. He typed SANI. So your Aadhaar card will contain the name SANI, but your voter ID card, since it is you who fill the form, it contains SHANI, which is the which is the way you write it. Okay. Now, since there is a mismatch in these two names, your eligibility will be rejected because your document are conflicting with each other. So you are not eligible. And this was not only case for one or two citizens. This was on a large scale. Okay, and that's why it is not feasible to link Aadhaar card with voter ID card, and as long as our Aadhaar database is contains some errors. Okay, so we have to other first there are only, if you still want to link it, we have to rectify all and make it more accurate. If we can achieve accuracy in our Aadhaar database, then we can go for it. Otherwise, it is not advisable, and it has led to problem in the assembly election of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, with that being said, let me read further. So, besides with Aadhaar number now being used to, yeah, just hold here. Let me read. This is a very important piece of information that you guys should be aware of. Beside with the Aadhaar number now being used to access a variety of services, linking to voter ID cards when aggregated from both level data can possibly lead to misuse by agencies that can access them to profile voters based on harvested information. Now, let me just give you a picture of what it meant, what I just read. Okay, your Aadhaar number is linked with your bank account. Even the LPG subsidy that you receive, there is Aadhaar. You have to link that with your Aadhaar card. Not only that, even there are many documents. Even like in my 12th document or my 10th certificate, they are all linked with Aadhaar cards. Now, the government have access to the information. Okay. Now, even now that you link it with the voter ID card, so let's say that you vote for a particular party. Now this party is in power. Now the agency know that this person, and since you have linked your bank account with Aadhaar card, so they know, they can figure out how much bank balance do you have. So if you, let's say that there's a data, okay, like your income, since they have access to your bank account, they can know about your income. So let's say that your income is around 6 lakh, and now you vote for a particular party. So the information, they can associate these two, they can relate these two information. So people who have 6 lakh or below income, they do not vote for my party. So I will make laws only for the people who are above 6 lakh. Okay, because they vote for me. So the government can now misuse this data. Okay, misuse this data. If they come to know that only business class people, like those who are involved in business, only they vote for them, then they will make laws which prefers them, which suits them, right? So this can be misused. Government is for all, again, not for one community or uh, 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 one occupation, okay, or one business, sorry, one profession. It is for all, right? Even though we may not have voted for our government, when they are in power, they have to equally treat us all. And so linking it with Aadhaar can lead to that problem, that they will know who vote for us. And when they come to know that rich people only vote for them, they will make laws which suits rich people so that they can keep winning the elections. And they come to know that poor votes for them, they will only make law which prefers the poor and not the rich people. So this will become um, discriminatory, and the government should not be discriminatory. So this is the one major problem. Okay, so you can see linking can leads to some other problem, right? Because Aadhaar number is already linked with subsidies, cylinder subsidies that you get. Uh, if you are a farmer, then the tariff that you get, uh, be it tariff on your electricity, like farmers, they get tariff on electricity. Okay, so they don't have to pay the price which we would pay or industry would pay. The government provides them tariff, so they are charged less. So if the government gets access to these information, which because of the linkage with Aadhaar card, and also if they're related with voter ID card, then they can develop law which only prefers their voters, and that is not a good thing. Okay, move on. Let's move further. Uh, yeah, the absence of okay Aadhaar database. Okay. By the way, I want you guys also to go through this Aadhaar database hacked by CIA. How did UIDAI? No, scroll down below. Uh, yeah, keep it there. Aadhaar database hacked by CIA, and there is a question mark in there. So this is not a claim. This is a question. Has the Aadhaar database ever been hacked by CIA? How did the UIDAI reacted to the claims of leaks? The Financial Express. So there was a report in Financial Express. I have not gone through the report, but it's up to you guys. If you are interested, you can go through it. So there was a report, perhaps that was published in Financial Express, and that report claims that CIA had got access to the Aadhaar data. So if American, like if CIA, which is a spy agency or secret agency of USA, gets access to our information, like our like Aadhaar contains many of our details, even the fingerprint is also included. The retina is the eyesight, the retina. Okay, the retina scan is also there. So if the if this can get hacked, of course, linking it with voter ID card, of course they can alter our election as well. They can create riots or something. I don't know how do CIA operate, so I'll not get into those information. So let's just read to the article. Okay, if you guys are interested in that information, read that article as well. Meanwhile, I'll just continue with the editorial. So the absence of a data protection law heightens the risk of possibilities as well. Scholars studying the election in various countries have averred. Averred means to assert. Assert means to confidently claim something. Okay, like I assert, he asserted that he is not lying, which means he claimed that he is not lying. Okay, asserted means like with all your confidence, you are saying something. Okay, like he asserted that he will pass the exams, which means he's sure, he's very confident that he is going to pass exams. So averted, again, to assert something, and it's very formal word. That's why it is used here in this article. Okay, coming back. So scholars studying elections in various countries have averred that simplicity of design and effectiveness of constitutional institutions such as ECI have gone a long way in easing voting and setting India apart as electoral democracy. Now, with such large number of people and the ECI so far managing things so well, we have already earned us a big name. So we are already like even better than US in comparison. Like they have they have to conduct election only for nom relatively much less number of people. And our election body, which is Election Commission of India, have managed to, and they have kept doing it, not just managed for once, but they have been doing it for a long time now. And so they have already set us apart from other countries, okay, and we have won a good name in this, that even after such a long population, even after all this burden of that comes with that population, still we are able to flourish the democracy that we have in India. uh, okay, so if things are working well, scholars have suggested that they have done good job so far, and so they are praising the Election Commission of India so far, what they have done. Now let's move further. Let's see what the next portion of articles states. Yeah, move further. Yeah, again the word insistence. So do not get confused with the word insistent. The word insistent is just the noun form of insist. Insist is perhaps a verb, and this is noun form of insist, so the meaning would not vary much. Okay, the insistence on linking Aadhaar with the voter ID militates. By the way, the word militates, I'm not much familiar with it. This is the first time I came across this word. The meaning of this word was, when I looked up on the internet, the meaning was be a powerful conclusive factor in preventing. So again, I'm not clear with how this relates with this article and what interpretation it has. So again, you guys, it's up to you if you can check it out on your own. Okay, so okay, coming back. So the insistence of linking Aadhaar with the voter ID militates against the principles. I will not interpret this one because I'm not sure myself. I'll move further. The ECI should limit itself to utilizing existing proofs for voter authentication, and Aadhaar declarations should remain voluntary. Now, the above portion was saying the scholars praised ECI, Election Commission of India, for what they have done in the past, and they have, they have uh, asked them to limit. Again, the ECI should not. I mean, they have suggested ECI to limit. Limit means to stop or cease or not to do. Okay, or to limit means to just do to some extent, not absolutely, just do it to some extent. Okay, so the ECI should limit itself utilizing the existing proof for voter ID authentication. So again, for voters authentication, like people who are eligible for vote, they should keep doing on what they have done, which means use the voter list, not the Aadhaar card. Okay, and declaration of Aadhaar to link or not, it should be left on the peoples. If they are willingly, voluntarily going to wish to link their Aadhaar card with their electoral, with their voter ID list for their own convenience, okay, then it's a good thing. I mean, it's up to them. It should be voluntary. That's what they're saying. That's what they are saying. It should not be a compulsion. So the whole article, uh, okay, what this article was, we'll come to that to later. Let's just go to the very top. What was the, okay, I want you guys to predict, first of all, what should have been the heading for this article, this editorial. What heading or title would you guys recommend? Anyone? Rohit Sharma, what heading could you suggest for this
Like
article? Yeah.
the merits and demerits of linking Aadhaar card
Wow. Okay, very
with
close.
voter
Okay.
ID card.
Okay. uh, Rohit Sharma.
Okay, so I would recommend why you should link your Aadhaar card with your voter ID card.
Okay, very nice. Silent Boy, what would you recommend for it? Any title that you want to recommend for this editorial? Silent Boy.
Uh, I think whether Aadhaar is for citizenship or for space. For identity, sorry, whether
Okay.
Aadhaar is for citizenship or for identity.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks. Anyone else who would like to voluntarily let me know what can they suggest? What heading can they suggest for this editorial? Okay. Uh, I got no response, so I'll just directly let's find out what was it and how close you guys were. Let's find it out. So Leo, go to the very top and see what was the heading, and let's see who were very close. Okay, yeah. So it starts by saying keep it simple, and what to keep simple on Aadhaar voter ID linking. Any mandatory linking of Aadhaar card to voter ID is problematic. So Roma Batan, you were close. You said merit and demerit of linking with Aadhaar card. However, here it is very critical. It is used in only negative sense, which was the demerit. There was nowhere that author have said that it can also be positive if we link Aadhaar card. We have not found any information which says that if we link, this will ease this. We have seen only problems, and one they even explained it with one example of Telangana where it lead to many problems. Okay, so yeah, merits and demerits. No, here it was only for demerits, and that they have. Uh, okay, okay. Tune of the editorial. Okay, let's guys. First of all, I want to ask you: do you understand what is tune of something? Uh, okay, let me explain. Like when you write an essay, you want to do some three or four things. Let's say that you want to write an essay on co-education. So either you will write in for this co-education, you prefer, you appreciate it. So it will be laudatory. The tone of your essay will be laudatory. That means you are praising it, or it could be informative. That you are just telling the information. You are mentioning that after co-education, some changes were not there. So this is very analytic. So different tones for thing that you are auditory, informative, critical means where you criticize something. Now,
It's
what
critical.
tone? Okay,
Critical.
critical, critical. Roma, Rohitya, what would you say?
Yeah, actually, this is a
Like,
critical because in the first paragraph they are praising the Indian Commission of Indian. Oh, what was could you please tell
Election
me
Commission,
what was that? Yeah,
election
Election
com.
Commission of India. They in the very first paragraph they are praising the Election Commission of India, and uh, somehow they are criticizing, or somehow they are saying that why we should link our Aadhaar card to our voter ID card, and somehow they are talking about what are the what are the obstacles could be raised. So yeah, in
Yeah,
my point of way of thinking, this is a
very
critical.
good, very good. And coming to Roma, but you like to, what do you think could be the tone of editorial? Is it critical, praise, laudatory, informative, analytical?
like it's analytical, like it's you that you presented your views on it, like you have edited very well, like oh, like you have the issue, what problems are faced, like when we link voter ID card
Oh,
with Aadhaar card.
by the way, it's not me who have written it. It is the article which is published in
Okay.
the Hindu today. Okay, it's not me. Okay, it's
Okay,
not me.
I thought that you have added some of your words, so
No, it's
like
not
I
me.
am
Okay.
sleepy, like
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, guys. Anyone else who would like to suggest the tone of the editorial?
It was critical.
Yeah,
Author is
the
trying
very.
to
Mhm,
criticize to government by for linking Aadhaar card and voter ID card.
mhm. Yeah, and it is very clear from the very title itself that uh, uh, come to the title very first. Come to the very top of this article. Yeah, the heading. Yeah, scroll up, scroll up. Yeah, right here, right here. Any mandatory linking of Aadhaar to voter ID is problematic. When you use such terms, that is problematic and which can lead to problem, disastrous, destructive. These are negative words. Of course, it was critical. So with that, now the session is concluded. Any questions for you? Do you guys have any question?
Anurag, can I, I mean, add my understanding on it? I mean, I had actually gone through this
Yeah,
one of the.
sure,
Yeah,
sure, sure.
thank you. Yeah. What is actually my understanding on the topic? You had actually explained so well,
Like you
but
only put up one topic from the editorial, like specific topic, like you think like this must be discussed. So a specific topic you chose, like today, like you chose Aadhaar card linking to the voter ID card. So central issues like other issues, you are not taking it like in the lecture or in the discussion.
I'll come to that, but let's hear from Silent Boy first. Okay, Silent Boy, conclude
yeah,
yourself.
thank you. Actually, this was actually the bill, according to my knowledge. Actually, I have gone through this article before. So it was actually a bill which was amendment bill which was passed in 2021. Actually, the question is all about Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card had become a headache for government because it violates your privacy. So as Anurag Bhai was saying that it violates it is up to the people. That is true actually, because Aadhaar card contains 12-digit Aadhaar number which is based on biometric data. Because on the other hand, when the bill was actually passed, that time it was held that it is optional, whether it's your choice, whether you want to connect your identity, your Aadhaar number with your voter ID or not. But once it came into the practicality, a ballot officer, BLO, ballot officer was not ready to give. He was just, he was just threatening the voter that if you will not give your Aadhaar identity, your registration will get cancelled. It had become a question itself. But on the other hand, India believes in the doctrine of limited state. Limited state means, as Arunarag Boy was saying, rightly said, that it is democratic setup, means people are sovereign in India. There are many issues. What is actually the problem while adding Aadhaar with the voter card? Once you add your Aadhaar with the voter identity, means once you are, if you will not cast vote, you will become, government will come to know that this person had actually not casted vote. Means at the same time, Supreme Court had a clear ruling there. The ruling is right that as right to vote is your right to vote is your right. At the same time, right not to vote is your right. So means at the same time it is violating your privacy. Even a government can take an action against you, because if you are demanding some services like food, like subsidy, but at the same time you are not costing vote, means the things will get, government will come to know that this person had actually not costed. If they link Aadhaar with the voter ID, government will come to know that this person had, this concerned citizen had not actually costed vote. So he may be, sometimes it may create an apprehension that this person had actually probably will be threat to the nation. At the same time, it will be a security problem. It will create a security problem, because it will even hit the communal harmony of India, because we do have a different sectors. Some sectors maybe they will not cost vote, because it will become known that which person had cost vote and which person had not costed vote. At the same time, as Anurag Boy was rightly saying, that the issue of Telangana and the other state, Andhra Pradesh, at that time it was actually tried. It was under experience in Telangana, when Telangana got, actually Andhra Pradesh got bifurcated. Nearly about, I think, 70 lakh people had not been able to cast vote, because due to this software leakage, due to the software problems, because it is a digital platform where it's very hard to recognize whether the some person had, sometimes there are, as Anurag Bhai was said, there are some errors in the system. Okay. At the same time, Aadhaar is, as I was saying, that Aadhaar is not your citizen. It is not your citizenship identity, because Aadhaar is just for services. As it was in 2017, it has come before the Supreme Court. At that, when it was linked with bank services with your phone number, that time Supreme Court came clear that Aadhaar is a document for empowerment. Means it is just for your services, not your identity. Your identity is something different. So on the other hand, this voter ID is your identity. Means you are already something which is your identity, which you are adding something more to prove it. But other voting card is itself your identity. A foreigner cannot be given the right of voting, but on the basis of Aadhaar can be used to providing services to the foreigner. Okay, but what actually government want? Why government want to enforce it? What is actually the logic? Logic is like that to actually the logic is like that to and the multiple enrollment of same person. Means a person is in Punjab, he belongs to Punjab, he's moving to Delhi. Already he has enrollment in Punjab, he's moving to Delhi, again he is getting enrollment. Means it is creating a chaotic situation, it is creating a problem for the government, because one person is getting two enrollments in two states. So government actually want to, it's, I'm saying about the positive side of it, government want to close it. Okay, the second important thing is to purify the enrollment process, to make it more organized, to make it more defined one. Okay, so that is the third one. So actually at the same time, what was in the law actually was that mostly we can see in 1 year once the enrollment gets updated. Okay, one enrollment BLOs, if you know, booth level officers. Okay, they are specially meant for election purpose. They are actually they in once in the year, but due to this new law, amendment law, they said that it will be done thrice in a year. Means it is a headache for again for BLOs. They have to do survey thrice in the year. Okay, thrice in the year. At the same time, there are people some serving in the defense who are not at their home. Previously their wives used to cast vote for them, but this time it had made gender equality. Gender means that if women is now working somewhere, she cannot cast vote, even her husband can vote. So these are all, because I have read it somewhere, I think, because as Anurag Bhai was explaining it, I was getting some vibes of that article. So this was quietly nice explanation by Anurag Bhai, and thank you. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thanks for all those additional information about the discussion in the parliament about this bill. Yeah, Roma, coming to your query. Uh, your query was about why we chose this particular topic, and what about the general topics, okay, which affects other people's life, right? If I'm not mistaken, this was your query, right?
Yes.
Hello, what was your query? Come again.
Yes, you were saying like this, no? I asked you like this topic only, why you have
Yeah,
discussed this topic only,
yeah,
like
exactly. Why? Mhm.
yes.
See, every day the Hindu publish two editorials. Okay, editorials are published by the editor in chief of any news agency. Okay, so every news agency,
This
be it
may be
the main.
useful in other like interviews also, no? Like in studies
Exactly.
also, this may be useful. Like they ask from current affairs what were the topic
This,
like.
yeah, this is exactly the current affair. So they do not like, you would never come across. I'm sorry, you might come across, but occasionally, only occasionally. Most of the time, they ask these details. Since when you clear the interview, you are going to serve as an officer. So you might, like, if you become IAS, they might even assign you the election commission authority. You might serve as a authority. The election that occurs in our country, it's the DM. These are the guys who organize it. Even they hire or they assign teachers, school teachers. Even my dad, uh, he got assigned during election times. Even he got assigned with some work. Okay. uh, Now, so if you become, like, after clearing the interview, if you become IAS officer, am I clear now? Is my voice clear? Hello.
Yes.
It's clear, but sometimes it
Is my
disappears.
voice? Yeah.
It's now clear. Carry
So,
on, carry on.
no. So I'm saying that, see, when you clear the interview, you will be acting as an officer, and you will be assigned. You might even get this post. Okay, you can't. They might even appoint you for a post in election commission, and you need to be aware of such things. What are the difficulties that election commission officer have to go through? How elections are conducted, and these are the very basic thing that one should know. Okay, because what if they ask you the same question, like, while voting, what are the difficulties in conducting election in India? So again, deaths of people, so you have to remove their names from the voter list. People who are added in the list because they become of age to vote, okay, those who become 18 plus, and also verifying the citizenship of a person. A person from Nepal should not be allowed, or person from Bangladesh should not be allowed, be it Sri Lanka or other countries. They should not be allowed to vote. So these
Right.
also need to rectify. So again, the whole purpose here. So the uh, I'm trying to explain you that these editors, news editors, they think very thoroughly, and then only they choose which topics should they publish. Okay, uh, we just choose the
You know,
editorial. Mhm.
like you explain it daily, like daily
uh,
editorial. You only host the meeting, like discussion, or some other person.
uh,
Like I join today only in this discussion. Like
First of all,
I join mostly in evenings.
mhm, since you have joined today, you are first of all very welcome here, and use this platform and improve yourself. Now coming to your query, I do not take the session regularly, although there are colleagues. I mean, they would be available for you, and this session is taken by some others. Okay, and they are also very good at explaining things. Okay, they are they are much better than me. I assure you of that. So keep joining the session, and this is very informative. And about your topics, the editors keep publishing various topics. Okay, which affects our life and
Like
on.
it extends to up to 1 hour, no? Like 11:15 to 12:15 or more than that. Extend to maximum 1 hour.
I could have briefed it, like I could have simply summarized. Let me just summarize what are the takeaways from the editorial. The first one is India being the largest democracy, and since it has large number of population, election is a very difficult task. What are the problem? And now recently the government is was planning to pass a bill which will make it a compulsion to link your Aadhaar card. This was the second thing. Now we have to analyze this bill. So this was a problematic. This could have led to many problems. Okay, why are we claiming this? In Telangana, they conducted election and they linked the Aadhaar card with voter ID card, and eligible voters were not got expelled from the list. Okay, and they got deprived of the right to vote. So this was the problematic. This was the whole bottom line. Okay, so it's up to us, but I just try to elaborate it detail by detail so that people do relate with it, understand it, and could explain their other but this was the bottom line. These three, this can linking Aadhaar card with el- elector voter ID card can be problematic. That's all. Anyway, so I think you guys would have enjoyed this session. Thanks for showing your participation. Keep joining the sessions and keep learning. And
Yes,
it's time for
thank you for explaining it